It's my honor to be presenting the award for Outstanding Faculty Partner for the Ramsey County Partnership to Scott Abernathy. Much deserved, much deserved. I reached out to Scott last summer and to other faculty in the Department of Political Science, which, as I mentioned earlier, this was the first year that we partner with faculty from that department, to ask if they were interested in collaborating on a project with Ramsey County that was trying to understand the reasons that there was perennially low youth voter turnout in the Frogtown neighborhood in St. Paul. And Scott replied enthusiastically. He was teaching a first-year seminar for the first time in this past fall called Generation Now, Young Adult Political Action. And he was very interested in the project, which he thought was a perfect fit for the theme of the seminar. I came to discover pretty quickly that Scott had never incorporated an applied project into a course, let alone an undergraduate course, let alone a first-year seminar undergraduate course. And Scott literally redesigned the course around this project from the time that I initially reached out to him midsummer to the beginning of classes in September. Scott was very eager to have students talk directly with voting age youth in the Frogtown neighborhood. But the project hit kind of an early roadblock when one of the community partners that we thought was on board to help recruit youth to participate in focus groups and interviews became reluctant to participate in a research project with a faculty member they hadn't really met before. So we eventually found other avenues to recruit participants, but I think one of the most extraordinary things about that experience is Scott decided to invite representatives of that community organization to come to class to do a panel presentation so that his students could hear why they were reluctant to participate and what the barriers were to them participating. So it was not only a great learning experience for the students, but it gave voice to those community partners and the reasons that they had reluctance in working with the university. The project encountered other challenges along the way, as all projects do, but in every case, Scott used that as a teaching opportunity to enrich his students' learning. And what resulted was a truly remarkable project, which is represented here on the poster to my right, that included students conducting exit polls with youth on Election Day 2018 at 3 different polling places in the Frogtown neighborhood. They spoke with more than 150 young voters as they were leaving the polls, and they presented a series of final recommendations to the County Elections Administration Department that the department is already starting to think about implementing in advance of the 2019 elections in November and then the 2020 presidential elections next November. So please join me in recognizing one of this year's recipients of the Outstanding Faculty Partner Award, Scott Abernathy from the Department of Political Science.